You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's The Challenge Rivals 2 After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's The Challenge Rivals 2 After Show.
Yo, what up, AfterBuzzers? Bing is for doing, and we are here doing another AfterBuzz TV after show for MTV's Challenge Rivals 2, Episode 5. What's the name of it, Roxy?
Mortuusequusphobia.
Bam.
Yeah.
It's Mortuusequusphobia.
And that is the phobia of Maria Menounos.
Yes.
Hence why Jemmy's never came in here before. It's your boy DJ Jesse, joined in studio with the lovely Roxy Striar.
Hello.
Woo! The beast, Sir Mark Long.
Woo!
Nicolette Gaona, she ditched us tonight.
She's an In-N-Out burger. She was slamming some burgers. She's running
Go
late.
girl. Go girl.
She's drinking her Go Girl. We're going to have the steamer on a little bit. Leroy's going to call in.
Roy Lee.
So it should be an
Roy
interesting
Lee is my
episode.
boy.
He is. He's a dear
He's
friend
everyone's
over here.
boy. He's the best.
He's a good
Even
guy.
though I have a
man.
bone to pick with him, but
Really?
Ooh, on air?
he was here. No, I
You
already
gonna
dealt
throw
with him.
verbal jabs at Leroy?
No, I already sent it to him. He was supposed to come out here. He was out here, and then he's like, "No, I was only here for a day because of the MTV."
Pulled the bait and switch on
We'll
you.
see what happens.
Oh, maybe he just doesn't like you that much.
So a bunch of people hooked up this episode, or wanted to hook up. It was just
Unbelievable.
like,
Right from the top.
yeah.
So we had the Jordan John A makeout session within the first 4 seconds, give or take, of the episode.
I mean, within the 4 seconds of Sarah leaving.
Yeah.
Sweaty making out too. Wasn't even clean. It was sweaty bar.
But she said he was a good
Lip-locking.
kisser, and, I bet we'll see more of that.
So much incest going on. Right?
Is that what that's called?
It just the
Incest?
whole everyone's kissing everyone's ex and getting in
Yeah.
pants. And,
I would actually would love to draw a web chart out and just see.
I mean, Jordan is fair game right now. He's nobody's ex, but John A was with Zach for a while, but I doubt Zach's the kind of guy who'd be butthurt that Jordan hooked up with her.
Zach, yeah.
I don't think he
Zach
could care
is a
less.
douche and wants nothing to do with John A. and screw
Yeah.
Zach. But
wow, Jesse.
So you like
no,
him?
that's how I feel about him.
If you drew that kissing tree though, Jesse, it would be weird.
Oh,
Like
it would
all the
be
people making out and hooking up.
It would look like Charlotte's damn web.
Yeah, it should be like a college class to break that down because we've got problems.
Everybody on this season has hooked up with somebody else. Do we think so?
Yeah.
It's pretty damn close.
What about Cook?
I'm trying to think of someone who hasn't hooked up. Well, Cook hooked up with Leroy on her season.
Oh.
And that was her beef with Nani.
And then Leroy
Naomi.
dipping his toe in the Jemmy and Teresa pool a little bit.
His painted
His
toes.
painted big
And then
old toe.
Marlon with Nani and with Derek.
I mean, we're crossing borders here.
Yeah.
This could be a whole show.
Yeah.
This might be a whole special.
I think we should make a special.
Oh,
out of
let's
it
make a trade.
and have them call in.
Yeah.
That would take a good weekend. We'd have to lock ourselves up.
I have tapped out of this kissing pool as of late. I used to be involved in that kissing pool, but
Oh,
I've
just
tapped
wait.
out.
You'll be
So yeah,
back
you
in
and none
it.
of the rookies you haven't like merged in the rookie pool.
No,
yet. No.
but if I come out of retirement, I'll go right at him hard.
you go.
I'll go ham.
Go wash up, dirty bird.
Dirty bird. All right, so Sarah's gone. Jordan, John A. I mean, you know what, John A. She deserves a good guy. Even though this ain't gonna really work out. I mean, like, did you see him on his season?
Yeah.
Who, Jordan?
Yeah.
What was wrong with that? What, he was just getting round?
Yeah, I just don't see Jordan as the like settling down type yet.
They're never-
like. Jordan's gonna end up with the girl that he's best friends with from his season.
Oh, that blonde chick.
It's just gonna happen because he's just gonna bounce from girl to girl to girl, and he's gonna be like in his like early 40s and be like, you know what, it's been you the whole time, and that girl is just gonna take the beatings this whole time. She's like, really, he loves me. me? Like, oh,
I knew I should have waited. I love him.
And they'll have to adopt. So CT and Nani are being flirtatious.
Yeah.
I mean, Nani's just...
Again, no, just
She's
leave.
just sharing the Nani all over.
Look at CT, take your picture and keep it in your drawer. Do whatever you have to do. Don't fall for the trap, the CT trap.
He can't help it. Nani's a very attractive woman.
She is.
I'll
She
throw it out
is.
there.
She's very good looking.
She would be on my hit list probably. One of the many.
But I just think, you know, like all these girls
Love you,
falling for the CT thing.
He's
She's admired from afar.
But he's the guy right now. He's the veteran. They're looking for votes. He's got the Boston swag. You know what I mean? He's
and that's
muscular.
what Nani's into. If we remember her season, she hooked up with Adam, Boston boy, that tough
Who
guy.
cares?
Bad boy,
Who cares? You know what he's done. Look at how Bird left. Like Blades of Glory style.
Right, but Nani's also not like, oh my God,
Look down.
CT sitting in a tree. Nani's not like that. She's like, all right, you want to fuck? Like, let's go.
Yeah, that's fine, but I just feel like when it's girls voting for you, don't pick beef with DM. Don't go for her guy. DM like runs the frickin' house, basically. That's how I look at it.
I personally
No?
don't think
You are a
DM had an
strategist.
issue with it. She only had an issue once Nani thought she wrote a rap about her.
No, that was
And then Nani came out.
Yeah.
no.
Gloves
DM
off.
didn't think Nani wrote a
Knife.
rap about her. Nani thought DM wrote a rap about her.
Switchblade.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's
And then that's why DM got upset because she's like, I didn't write this about her. And Nani was getting upset. And so
And then
then it
Jemmy
just-
hopped in and said, "You did write a rap. I was at the bar. I heard you and heard
Didn't
New
you
Orleans
see her
accent."
face at the bar? DM was looking at her, and she was watching. There's no way the girl has no emotional feelings about that.
I mean, I'm sure she does. I'm sure she does have emotional
Nah,
feelings about it.
just
But at the
talking.
same time, it's like, oh, here
You know
goes
what?
CT again. You know what you've dealt with.
It is a
true.
long vacation in Thailand. Booze and sweatiness. You got to make out with someone. Come on,
Just
Roxy.
like let it not be CT.
Roxy, who would be in the top of your list for this cast?
I'm pulling a Jesse and saying nobody. I'm
You're such a
going.
liar.
I'm celibate for the entire time that I'm there.
Bullshit.
Yeah, you're right. I'm completely full of shit. I don't know.
Who would be your top hit? Come on, let's get real.
I think Jordan.
oh my God.
I think
You've got a
Jordan.
boner for Jordan for
Yeah, I think Jordan's the shit.
We watched the show before
His
the show.
personality seems cool.
And Roxy's like, "Hi, Jordan. He's so fun and cute."
I do think he's.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Teresa, who is Teresa hooked up with prior to?
I don't know. Teresa.
She's probably been a good girl, right?
She's another one that's a good-looking woman on the shows. I think
She's
she's
good-looking.
tall. Yeah.
I think, honestly, I think she's kind of the catch on the challenge. Because, here's why. I can't really tie her to anybody in past seasons, so it's kind
Yet.
of like, ooh, right, no, but that's why you would want to be the first one.
That might be.
Because then that way you don't have to
DJ
go
Jesse's
home
pick.
and get your STD
I mean,
checked
it's
or
no
something.
drama. Where were you just going down that path?
I said
love
an
where we're going
STD
right now.
check.
It's called a condom.
You're sexually transmitted disease.
You can get things
when you lay down.
doing
Lay down.
That's what you get.
Jay Dillinger.
I feel like
What is her stage name?
Shout out.
She go by Bird.
Bird.
No, she goes by Anastasia.
Anastasia.
That should be her
We're on
deep.
fire right now, guys. We are really on fire.
All right, so
where's
let's talk
Nicolette
about this
when we
little
need
rap thing. Basically, Jemmy says, Nani, DM wrote this rap about you saying that you're a slut. I personally don't see DM like, all right.
No, of course it wasn't like that. I'm sure she just busted out like one rhyme at the bar, like, "Yo,
Like as a
Nani,
joke, yeah,
you
like as
have
a
a sloppy punani," like something like that, or something like.
Yeah.
Sure. And then Jemmy's like, "Whoa, you just wrote a rap, and I'm gonna cause all this drama for absolutely no reason." The only reason that I liked it was because when Leroy and Johnny decided to write that rap, which was hysterical. And girl, when somebody writes a rap about you, just take it.
Yeah.
Just take it. It's obviously a joke. Nobody's seriously writing a rap.
That is-
You see it underneath the table, just laugh it off and be like, "Who wrote this? This is hysterical."
That is such Johnny's wheelhouse. Is just
Right.
pranks
But
like
my
that.
thing is like, really, Nani, you really felt DM wrote this rap, taped it under a table, took peanut shells, made an arrow, and then what was
No.
it that was surrounding it? Like,
know.
I
I'm
don't
so
think she
sure
thought-
DM.
No, I don't think she
shrubbery.
thought DM did that part. I
She
don't,
was just like, "I'm the butt of the joke right now. I'm going to end it real fast."
yeah,
and
you
get
just
pissed off.
have to be able to laugh at yourself. Like, I don't understand what it's like to be in this house for so much time.
I am a slut.
No, I mean, obviously you know better. Like you say, you go a little stir crazy in this house, so maybe
Yes.
like it's causing her to be paranoid or whatever. But in my life, what I try to do when people make fun of me, you can either laugh with them or you can get laughed at. So why not just laugh with them? You know, like.
I just want to say this. It is definitely cabin fever going up in this house because Leroy is talking about Jemmy is the prettiest girl in the house.
Let's just say, you know, there's a lot of fierce competition in there. Lay down.
Was Roy Lee was sipping on the scissor?
Probably. I would say that. I think.
She has beautiful eyes.
I think after he gets his toenails painted, he would probably sniffing that or something, hallucinating. Because I'm like,
oh, you're being mean.
I like Jesse's calling out his not favorites tonight.
hold up. Wait a minute. I'm being mean, mind you. And now we're in the room, and now we're like, oh no, she's kind. I'm trying to find the pretty thing about her. All of a sudden, no, let's talk what we were saying in there.
Okay.
The girl's teeth look like Grindhouse. Like
this is what I will talk about. I will only speak about people's post the Jasmine issue a couple seasons ago. I will only speak about people's personalities and negative qualities about that. Jemmy's seems a little annoying to me. To put it lightly.
She's just from the South.
If I had Knight in the house, I would be going freaking crazy too. I mean, Knight seems to be like the biggest piece of crap annoying kid on the boat.
I just feel like she knows how to deal with Knight and she chooses not to deal with him in that manner. I feel like, okay, yeah, he's crazy, but there's got to be a way to, I mean, you've been in the house with him, to somehow kind of keep him at bay.
Well, I'm sure I've not been in the house, but I know of Knight.
You've really never?
She reads him like a book, man. It's like when you know a person like that outside of the house as well as in, they can control him. It's easy, and you know when to push their buttons, and you know what will get him pissed off.
She screams something at him on the show, and then we see his confessional, and she's like, "You still love me, you know it," and he's like, "No, I don't." And in his confessional, he's like, "I totally still love her, man." You know, so yeah, obviously she's, as you're saying, reading him like a book.
What is this fear of ketchup with her, man?
Honestly, it's
Mortuusequusphobia.
It's a real thing. I mean, I've seen people with fears of like really weird things, like a pickle, like legit a pickle. Like,
yeah, people have.
What is it gonna do to you?
People have irrational fears. I just think that when somebody does have an irrational fear, you treat it like it's a real fear. You know, like if you love somebody and they're actually afraid of something, no matter whether you think it's ridiculous or not, you don't rub that in somebody's face. And Knight was like, I knew how afraid she was of ketchup. It sounds ridiculous to even say out loud, but you don't mess with somebody when they're really scared of something. I mean, I think it's ketchup, but no, like.
I'm afraid of fresh air.
I sense that's not sincere, although I have no idea why.
I am being sincere.
He knows how I feel about ketchup. He knows. You're a bad person. He knows.
We should have lathered the table with ketchup tonight in her honor.
She want to watch our episode.
It'd be like when we invite her into the studio. Oh my God!
Just open ketchup bottles. Everybody just reeks of ketchup.
Like, I want you to meet my co-host Hunt.
Do you think she was playing that up for the camera that she was afraid, or do you think she's actually that afraid?
Yeah, no, I do. I really have met people that are scared of weird things, like, and that's why it looks crazy. But here's what it was. I saw on Jerry Springer, it was an episode, and they had a whole bunch of weird things, and people were afraid of it, and I never believed it until I went to school with somebody who literally has a fear of pickles. It really is a serious thing. Wow. And a lot of people.
The smell or the look?
Everything about it. She doesn't want to smell it. She doesn't want to. And you know, people have a fear of clowns. That's a bigger one.
Yeah.
Like a legit fear. It's the same exact thing.
Exactly. Wow. So you don't mess with somebody's legitimate fear, even if it's not legitimate.
I mean, it's kind of like, you know, it's not going to hurt.
Makes for great TV.
Yeah.
Was that great TV?
It would have been better if she like got it and like ran out and jumped into the pool.
It was just weird TV.
It was weird. I think we got Steamer on the line.
Yeah, I'm here. What's going on, guys?
Hey,
what up, Steamer?
How do you feel about ketchup, Steamer?
I love ketchup.
Yeah,
I do too.
I don't know how anyone could be afraid of it.
Ketchup on my ketchup.
Right.
My favorite comment of that was, why didn't you just use mustard, man? Couldn't you just use the mustard, some relish, a little Dijon?
Just make her a little Jemmy hot dog. So Leroy thinks she's the prettiest girl in the house. She's afraid Knight's gonna cock block.
Yeah.
Which
he kind of does.
He moves on. He moves on fast.
He moves on.
Leroy moves on fast.
Yeah, moves on fast.
Oh, Leroy.
Yeah.
And Knight does not move on
and
fast.
I thought that was really big of her to kind of be like,
Yeah.
I'm stuck with this chain and ball
Didn't
over
she
here.
say went to his second choice? I think she said that, right?
Yeah.
Well, you know, she wanted to throw
a little jab, a little under the.
And in typical Leroy's fashion, he's like, I mean, which one do I like more? Oh, I wish I could have them both, but I don't see that happening, so.
Yeah.
Tell it like it is, Leroy.
There you go. CT hates DM wearing hats and wigs.
Yeah.
I think that's really cute that he hates it so much, though. I think that it's very supportive of him. You know, like she's obviously very self-conscious about it, even though she looks dope when her hair looks great. You know, she pulls it off well. But I think it's nice that he's always saying, "You look so beautiful the way you are. You look so beautiful the way you are." I don't think he hates the wigs. Like I don't think he's sitting there being like, "Ew, she's so ugly with the wig." I think he's being supportive, which I like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
It probably makes her feel great. And
Right.
coming from him, I mean, for as much as a hard shell he has a real sensitive, emotional side. And I like the guy. I mean, a lot of people like he's a love or hate kind of guy. I got along great with him when I was on my challenges, and he does have a sincere and like a thoughtful side of him, which I think she's really saw a lot in the past. And so even when he does kind of go off the tracks a little bit,
She knows the other
She
half.
knows the other side, and I think that she's she appreciates that.
It's a Boston boy for you. All right, let's steamer get into Stumped. They had their own little Stumped.
Not
challenge.
Stump the Steamer,
No,
but just
not yet.
Stumped.
Just Stumped. It was the challenge. Steamer, what did you think of this challenge with the bamboo sticks?
I enjoyed it. I mean, it was kind of silly with the sticks, but it was semi-interesting.
It looked like a tough challenge, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Steam, I couldn't really put my brain around what they had to do. Like, I knew the sticks were involved, but, like, I wasn't really getting the maze part. I don't know if it just didn't come off that well on TV, but, like, I knew it was hard, but I couldn't really figure out what the fudge was going on.
I feel like they should have
I
did an aerial shot.
I don't understand it either, since they showed like Zach like trying to kick out like one of the posts. Are you allowed to do that? Are you supposed to just go around? I mean, he's like making his own path.
That's the exact question that.
Kind of half-assed the way he did it.
Right, we were asking the same question here, and honestly, I think it's so funny, Steamer, that you said that when Jesse just asked how'd you like it, you said it was good, because most of the times you're like, no, I wasn't really feeling it. This one, I was like, no, I'm not feeling this at all. This makes really bad TV. I think that usually they do. I like the funny things. I like the really tough things. I like the things with multiple parts to them. This was something that I was watching, that I was texting while I was watching. I was looking away because it didn't matter. All that mattered to me was who won and who lost, because I didn't know what the hell was going on the whole time anyway. Even if I was watching, it was like the stick is up, it's down. I don't even know which way I want them to go. I don't know who's in the lead, and then they're over the line, and I'm like, okay,
a little weird.
Like, and people are all of a sudden they're DQ'd, and I'm like, I didn't even know that they were close to DQing. At least put the time. I mean, I just thought this was a really poorly executed challenge.
See, I thought it was a good challenge because you saw how long that bamboo stick was. It was just really
And
OD.
supposedly heavy, too.
Right.
A little weighted.
And at the same time, though, all they had to do was have an aerial shot of it, so that way we could directly see how the maze is formed, and then it would have been an awesome challenge.
Yeah. You know what it kind of reminded me of, but they shot the other one better? Remember the with all the knots? And they had to undo the knots and get out of that.
Yeah,
like the kind of a
dome
comb
thing,
or
yeah.
thing.
They had to wrap the other person's
that
knots.
was the thing that, like, you knew kind of what was going on because you could see it from different angles. This needed to be shot like that, I think, to really get a good feel of
and
it.
also I got more in the direct-to-cameras when they're like, yeah, you know, Camilla was really yelling at me, but I didn't see Camilla yelling at you. You know, it was all like afterwards told stories. So this challenge didn't work for me.
Well, let's talk about some of the people we had. Nani and Janae, who did a great job, versus Cook and Cara Marie, who had no communication.
Yeah, they beat Cara Marie by a lot. I think by a lot. I don't really know.
Marlon and Jordan versus Preston and Knight. Marlon and Jordan killed it.
Yeah.
Preston and Knight DQ'd, and Knight blames Preston, which I'm just like, can you really blame someone for this type of a challenge?
Yeah, not so much, I don't think.
Because if someone's not carrying their weight, you kind of just got to be like, let's go this way.
Who is this challenge built for? Who is somebody who'd be stellar at this challenge? Somebody tall, somebody big, somebody who are partners that are the same size?
I don't know.
Like, what, I don't know who is this is
Well,
made
definitely not Jazz and Teresa Heights, because
Yeah.
they're total
Yeah.
opposites. I feel like you need to be the same size.
I will say this. Shocker, Emily and Paula really maneuvered through there pretty well without speaking much. It's all eyes.
They said they just kind of like grunted like,
look at each other.
Get in there, girl.
Well, who didn't understand each other was CT and Wes.
Yeah.
CT was mad at Wes because he saw Leroy and Ty passing him, so then he probably got
all
frantic.
heated.
He wasn't mad. He just wanted to communicate his fist to his chest.
Right.
Yes.
And CT was
Great line.
speaking in Bostonian.
Yeah.
So you can't really understand that. But congratulations to Leroy and Ty, because they passed CT and West, and finally they did pretty good.
Finally, they have Ty.
They came in second
an
place.
interview.
I know. I literally forgot that he was on the show.
Finally, they showed Ty. I was thinking he wasn't even there. Ty stepped up. Ty, I will say, Ty looking very Neo tonight with his hat and his black, tight shirt, looking very Neo.
So sick.
That was good. No, we should start a band or
That's all I
something.
got. Steamer, didn't he look like Neo? Come on, be honest.
Pretty good comparison. He had the open shirt. He was just
I can't with you.
very, very good.
Just trying to crush the ladies, man.
All right, so Ty and Leroy, Jordan and Marlon get top 2 places. Jordan and Marlon get the $1,000. Paul and Emily win for their 4th time.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah,
Is this
4 in a
the
row?
fourth?
4 in a row.
So congratulations to them. Teresa and Jazz lost because they DQ'd. And then we get to the voting situation in which everyone wants to vote Cook and Cara Marie. And now this obviously is something that the veterans have, been doing for a while. It's like, let's just go with the safe bet. We hope they come back so we can throw them back in again.
Yeah, very safe bet.
Would you guys have gone with anybody else?
I mean, I think that it would have been really smart of Cook and Cara Maria to go to somebody and say, here's who you should throw in. Anybody but Diem's team. Mm-hmm. Are you dumb? That couldn't have been a worse move. I think it was smart for them to gather and think.
That was an emotional choice.
Right, it was a very emotional choice. There's no frickin' way you're going to get anybody to throw Diem in at this point. I mean, they did get one team, but there's just no way. Diem's got all those guys wrapped around her finger, and I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying that she does. So honestly,
what about Paul and Emily?
They won.
Oh, yeah, they did.
So you can't throw them in.
Not Paul and Emily.
The problem with sending in Jemmy and Camilla would have been that Jemmy has Knight's not going to throw her in, and now Leroy's team isn't going to throw her in. So I think that would have been an issue. So are you asking me what team I think they should have thrown in?
Well, we don't know if Leroy's team would have, because Cook went straight to Ty, and they were like, yeah, whatever you want.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
Which was a weird setup, because
there
was nothing building to that moment of
that
Ty.
That kind of came out of the blue, yeah.
Jemmy and Camilla would have been a better choice than Diem and Anissa. There's just no way.
There's no possible way, because then, I mean, the way the game works, you have to go after the people that you don't know solidly have your back. And they just, all the veterans, they just been playing for so long. They know, even if I don't I love Anissa, but even if I don't like Anissa, I know at the end of the day, she's going to vote a rookie over me. Yeah. It's just how it works.
And you see Cook go up to CT, and it's like, do you really think right now that you are going to convince him, instead of throwing you in, he doesn't know you, he doesn't care about you?
It is kind of like, who are you?
Yeah, who are you?
Well, the beautiful, I know you don't like him that much, but Zach said it the best. He's like, listen, if I vote the way you want, I'm going to put myself out of safety when I'm in a nice little safe spot right now. Why would I do that?
So he asks her legitimately why, and she says, grow a pair.
That was the only response.
Which is real truth, because Leroy and Ty, they didn't give a damn either. They were like, we're going to say whoever we want to say.
Who did they end up voting? Nani? Did they vote Nani?
Yeah, Nani and Janae.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Steamer, do you think they had any chance of picking any other girl team to get people to vote for?
No, that was it. It was done. Cook was going regardless. There's nothing. I mean, you got to applaud her for trying to get someone else in there, but no matter who she said, there's no chance that it's going to be anybody else.
Steam, I got a question for you, because I was asking Jesse earlier, because there's a lot of hooking up going on the show, who would be his #1 hookup? So now I got to direct that question to you, Steamer. From a man to a man, if you were in that house and you had to make one pick and go after that one smooch in the bar when you're drunk, Steamer, who do you pick?
Emily.
Bam. I love it. She'd wrap those legs around you, Steamer, and just
because
you guys are both tall too. There you go.
I'm not surprised, just because you love the competition, Steamer. So she is fierce.
He'd be like,
I applaud that, Steamer. I applaud that.
And getting back to what Jesse said about Teresa, when she was on Fresh Meat 2, she tried to hook up with Kenny, and he shot her down. And then she ended up with Wes. So the whole plan of not getting STDs is out the window.
I wonder now, Steamer.
I didn't say that.
I wonder if there's going to be a Wes-Teresa little interaction throughout this series. You never know. There's history.
You think so?
For now.
There's history now. Steamer pulled it out.
Good job, Steamer.
She goes off your list now, Jesse. Scratch.
Oh, she was never on my list. Let's talk about. Can I just give a hand clap to Jazz for right now for wearing her hair out and doing her little strut? She was everything for that.
Foxy Cleopatra.
She gave it to us.
She looked great. I honestly thought that was a cute little look for her. And she had on the little belly shirt, and she kind of like came out with flare jeans. Yeah, she was spicy.
I want that. Where's that, Jazz?
She was fired up too. She's like, I'm ready. Fuck that.
I'm pretty convinced that if they did compete in this, that girl was not letting go. You know, they would have electrocuted her, and she would have been like,
Well, we'll talk about that because I have some theories about that.
All right.
Cook and Cara Marie got 5 votes. Nani and John A got 1 vote.
Awesome.
So Cook and Cara Marie, guys are in. Leroy clearly has more cabin fever. Him and Ty are singing why they hate each other. And
Ty with the good voice.
Yeah.
What'd you get? Tyrese. He pulled in with the Tyrese.
Like Tyrese mixed with Neo. Like Ty needs.
He pulled out that good voice.
Ty needs to do something with himself. Mm-hmm. He needs to do some entertainment, man, because he's just like, I don't know what he does between these challenges, but like he's got a look, dude. He can sing, and I mean, I think he could do something rather than just these challenges. I don't know if he wants to, but damn. Neo in the building.
When we get back to the ketchup fight, I love looking at Neo, Leroy. Leroy's face, just kind of like when she's like, every time I'm sit, like, why would you throw a man under the bus? Every time I sit next to Leroy, you're always staring. Leroy's like,
bead of sweat going on.
He just wants no drama. He's like not having it right now.
Leroy should be. I'm gonna take a picture of that. I'm gonna make one of those little Instagram memes. Dudes be like, bitch, don't say my name. Yeah. Leroy says, you know what, there's too much drama, I'm over it. So he goes and gets his feet painted by Teresa, and then we go to the jungle.
Hey, do you know what's so funny is Leroy.
What's so funny?
Leroy said that Camilla licked. Remember they were joking about licking the bottom of his feet?
Yeah.
Leroy said that Camilla licked the bottom of his feet for $17. That's a true statement.
Where the hell
is he coming? We'll have to ask him that if he jumps on.
Wait a minute. Okay, so now apparently he's been getting his toenails
You gotta get like at least 70.
Yeah, 7D. Well, that just shows Camilla's a cheap date.
But I will tell you guys a little secret of mine. I kind of have a thing for feet. Like, I'm into the feet thing.
No shade on Leroy, but Leroy's
barefoot next episode. I'm coming here in flip flops and putting my 15s on the desk.
Just put them right up. So you know, some girls could like that.
Can you
Leroy, you do your thing with your feet.
Can you handle size 15? I don't know.
That's big. I don't know. I'm just a little thing, so. Ooh, oh my God.
It's literally
so sexy.
It's actually half the size of your body.
Oh my God.
It's half the size of your body, actually. That's kind of weird.
It was like twice as big as your head. You guys.
Oh my God. Anyway.
Mark is like a power, like what was the Megatron? You could like fit inside Mark.
I'm like this little thing, and you're just like this massive person next to me.
Let's talk about the jungle, the elimination round. It's called Who Can't Take It. Mark, I mean, you had all the commentary down. It was like you were in the jungle with them.
2 seconds before anything they would say, you would say it, and then they would say it.
The first one was, what the hell?
No. You said, what the fuck? And then Jasmine says, what the fuck?
And then there was one more. What the then I said, TJ looks like a butcher. And then she goes, TJ looks like a butcher.
It was so amazing.
I was reading their minds.
So it's 400,000 megawatts of electricity. And you have to hold
I don't even think that was
longer
there.
than the appointment. No, your opponent. No, there's no way it was.
Smoke and mirrors.
What the
Here's why I Cara Marie kind of sketched me out. Did you think that was serious about her, like, liking
the nipple thing?
Dominatrix
Some
stuff?
girls like that shit. Some girls like feet. Some girls like nipple zappers.
Cara Maria has been known to do like dominatrix stuff with like the leather outfits, but she's also been known to
What do you mean been
handle
known?
horses.
What do you mean been known? Like amongst the house members?
Yeah, like she's a what do you call? I hosted an after
And I
show.
think we got Leroy trying to call in right now.
Yeah,
so.
like I asked her on an after show, and she like wears the leather and like there's like.
She did say that actually. We interviewed her at the Vegas band.
Yeah.
There's like different terms for it. Like she's like she's a dom. She's a dominant. She's a dom. Oh. It's the only term I remember.
Oh, she's not sub.
She's not sub. She's dom. She like to give it, not take it.
Sure.
Of course, I could see that.
All right, we do have Leroy on the phone.
Roy Lee.
Should I do that too?
What up, though?
Leroy, are you slamming drinks before you go to surrender tonight as we speak?
Bro, I was just so annoyed. I must have just dialed 3 different numbers, bro, and then y'all just picked up randomly. I'm like, what the hell are they doing?
We miss you in studio. You got to get back here.
It might have been bad on my end.
Do you have a buzz? Do you have a buzz on how many drinks you got down? Or are you 0?
No, I ain't drink nothing tonight.
Come on, Leroy. I thought you were going to surrender later.
No, I am, but I mean.
All right, it's too early for
I
that.
tell you right now.
Too early for that.
How y'all doing, bro?
Good.
Good, my man.
You sound really aggravated right now.
Yeah.
He's like,
I was, bro, trying to fucking dial a number. I was getting
damn
pissed.
phone. All right, well, Leroy, tell us about what the hell happened in this damn house. I mean, you know.
Bro, you know what? Watching the Tonight Show, bro, everything is so, like, out of order and kind of, like, played up. I really didn't like this episode.
No. So what was going on with you? I mean, first it was Jemmy, then Teresa. Was there anything really big and serious about you and Jemmy, or was it more, you know, you kind of playful, flirtatious?
All right, so with the whole Jimmy thing, like, I wasn't even there for when Night threw the ketchup on. Like, I found out about all this the next morning. I was asleep when that shit happened, but they just used footage of, I don't know where the fuck they got the shit from. But me and Jimmy, I mean, we had talked about hooking up or whatever, and Night had came up to me and told me, like, yo, man, I don't care if you hook up with my ex-girlfriend. And then right then and there, I was like, man, I ain't even about to, like, get involved with that because of the fact that, like, he does care, you know what I mean? Like, he's sitting there saying he don't, but most guys are going to say that, too, to try to play it off, and then, you know, in the back of their head, they probably want to kill you. So
Leroy,
I kind of didn't even want to get into that drama.
What do you mean you had talked about hooking up? Like, you sat there and had a conversation with her about whether to or not to?
Well, me and Jimmy knew each other before we filmed Rivals 2, so we knew that we were going to go on the show together, and I was like, we were talking about, like, we might possibly hook up while we there. Like, we were like, if it happens, it happens. If it don't, cool. So that's what that was.
Ladies can't resist.
Were you sitting there when she said to Night, or was that just a really hilarious edit on MTV's part? When
that definitely had to be an edit, bro, because I don't remember half that shit. I'm looking at, like, when did this shit happen?
It's a little sneaky Bunim trick.
Because I was gonna, deadass, I was gonna take that still picture of your face when she said, "Every time I sit next to Leroy, your face you turn with that bead of sweat coming down."
You were sitting next to me though. That's the trip part.
That is hilarious.
They gotta do what they gotta do with editing to try to make a good storyline.
Mm-hmm.
But
so hey Leroy, it's Mark. How are you, buddy? Leroy, are you there? Leroy.
Leroy's fighting on the streets of Vegas right now.
Hey, Leroy, can you hear me? It's Mark.
What'd you say?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Leroy, so I saw on your Twitter feed you said that did you really give Camilla $17 and she kissed and licked the bottom of your feet?
Well, 100%, I have the worst looking caveman feet ever known to mankind. We all know that. Secondly, and we tried to get him to get it on camera, but when she did, it was too dark. We were coming home from a club one day, and I had my feet up, and I was like, I'll give you, like, out there they call it bot. That's what the Thailand money is called. I was like, I'll give you $20 to do it. And she put peanut butter all over my feet and licked it all off the bottom of my feet. But I've been walking on them all day. It was bad.
Oh, my God, dude.
Swear to God, 100%. Like, you could ask any challenge member that was there at the time. She did it. And she didn't care neither. She was all about it. I mean, like, listen, I swear to God, bro, she licked in between my toes and everything.
Oh, my gosh. She's fucking Hurricane Camilla coming out.
I swear to God,
I
bro.
love it.
And she didn't care. She was like, I don't care. I was like, wow.
She's Brazilian, right?
Yeah.
I was like, Johnny, you sure know how to pick them.
Right.
Wait, so how long was there between you kind of like going for Jemmy and you switching to wanting to go for Teresa and her painting your toes?
Now that probably had to be within, like, the trip part is 100% this. So I wanted to get at Teresa when I first seen her when we got to the airport. We were about to fly to Thailand. Yeah. And I had been flirting with Teresa throughout, like, the season. But what happened between me and Teresa was just, like, out of left field. Like, nobody, seen that coming. So once I seen how the drama was going with Night and Jimmy, I just didn't want nothing to do with it. I'm pretty drama-free when it comes to these shows, so I'm not trying to get in the middle of nobody's fucking relationship problems.
Right.
Leroy, without obviously giving too much away, but will we, is there snuggleness ahead for you? We won't even say names, but do you snuggle at all with some of these ladies?
Next episode is going to be really good.
Ooh. Nice.
100% is going to be a really dope episode.
Ooh. Leroy getting it in.
I love it, Leroy.
Steamer, I know you got a question for Leroy. Yeah, what do you got?
I just seen the commercial. You know what the commercial that really just pissed me off? When I see Wes, who I do not like anymore, when I just see him sitting there telling DM and Anissa that I'm gonna plan on voting the man. I caught the commercial. I'm like, what? A fucking little snake he is.
Wow.
Because,
Did you like Wes before you saw that, or was there something?
you know what? Well, after doing this show, I don't like Wes anymore at all, 100%. But before we started filming, me and Wes were cool. Like, I never had no problem with him. And then now, after this, I got to see his true colors. And people always ask me, like, you know, is there anybody on the show that you don't like? And I've always spoke highly of Wes, even when people, like, you know, talk shit about him. And, like, now it's 100% that I really want to break his face, bro.
Why? What else happened that made you dislike him so much?
Oh, you probably.
You'll watch it. You'll watch it and you'll see. You'll see what happens. But
He's like he's a maniacal game player that doesn't care really if you like him or not.
Yeah.
Actually. He really doesn't.
Yeah, he doesn't. But he knows what I'll do to him, so he knows to stay away.
Hell
from me.
yeah. I saw what you do to him firsthand in the dome, Leroy.
And I told him that too, because he tried to like throw some shit in my face about how he's one of the greatest players ever. I'm like, dude, I just single-handedly sent you to the crib, bro. Like,
One way
What
to
did he say last season or the season before? He's like, I'm a god. People bow at me like, oh boy, sit down.
Oh my god.
He's a joke, man. So it's just like, Wes is I really can't describe what type of person he is, but he's not a good person at all, bro. That's just like, I don't know if that's just how he is on the show. So I've seen him outside the show. He seemed pretty cool, but it was just like this actual challenge. I got to see like how he really is as a person. I think that you don't have to go in there and be lying and conniving with people. Like if you're gonna vote somebody in, like if you watch me vote, you'll see whenever I vote, I always throw a vote. So I voted for Nani in them tonight, I think, and I would never vote for Nani. But it was like I didn't want to vote for Cook, and I didn't want to piss nobody else off. So anytime I voted, I always went up to the girls' team like, listen, I'm gonna burn a vote on you. And people think that that's cowardly to do, but it's to the point to where it's a safe bet. You don't want to. Why would I, vote for Carr and them, or even if everybody's voting in, their names should never come out of my mouth. Plus, we did Vegas together, so I had their back 100%. Well, at least Cook's back and Nani's.
You know what you're setting up for? We just noticed. Jesse gave me a wink over here. You're setting up a little Rivals 3, you and Wes.
I mean,
yeah, could happen.
Rivals. I'm really tired of this whole team method thing.
Leroy,
I'm glad you said that.
Leroy, I've been preaching the last few weeks. They need to do a dual 3. It needs to be individual, one-on-one, and you save yourself or you go home and by yourself. It needs to happen, and they need to pull their heads out of their asses.
Well, we've been saying
on this one though, I was really happy that I had Ty as a partner. Like,
really?
Yeah, I was extremely happy because he's good though. I mean, he's like, I wouldn't say he's like one of the best in the game, but he's athletic. You know what I mean? We size up pretty well, and so the way I'm going to tell you the way that we went, the way I went into it to this challenge. There's a guys and girls day. So on the girls day, you really don't have to compete. You want to win because you want to have the control of the votes. But I told Ty, I don't care if we ever win a challenge. We just can't. We just don't need to come in last because nobody's going to vote for us. So we're straight. So I'll see people tweeting or whatever, like, Lee, you didn't do this well. You didn't, like, I could care less. Even the first one, when we lost, like, we didn't win, I was like, I don't care as long as we don't come in last place. Like, you don't want to go straight to elimination round. You won the challenge for that day. I mean, it would be good to be safe from elimination, but we were already safe because, like, we had the votes. They switched the game up, and it was girls' votes, so we were straight.
Leroy, it doesn't sound like you're saying you're losing on purpose, but we've been watching the entire.
No, I know. Not losing on purpose, just not taking it on the girls' day. I wasn't taking it serious. Like the one that we came in second on against, like next to Jordan and Marlon. When I got in there, it seemed pretty easy. So I told Ty, like, fuck it, man, let's just try to win it. So we finished, and we thought.
I feel like how we see Emily and Paula and they're dominating and winning everything. I feel like that's you and Ty. You both seem to be really fierce competitors, except for besides this week, you guys hadn't been doing so well in the challenges, at least it looked like. So we were sitting here wondering what the hell. I mean, you're clearly an unbelievable athlete. Is it him or is it the chemistry, or do you feel like you are doing well and we're just not seeing it on air?
We are doing well. It's just the way that they're playing it up to be like. I'll take for instance the challenge that they had last week where we had to do the saw between your legs. Me and Ty was winning the whole time. The whole challenge broke down. So when we had the saw between our legs, me and Ty, and MTV knocked out a whole fucking obstacle. So
yeah, we heard
this was two.
I was so annoyed. Like I tweeted out last week like, I'm so pissed at MTV because me and Ty were in first place by like at least 30 seconds ahead of everybody, which is huge in that obstacle that we were doing. And when we got to the second obstacle, you had to like pump some milk and some other bullshit, and the obstacle broke down, and everybody caught up to us, and so we were bitching about it. And then they just put us in last place. They were just like, now had it been like a guy's day, then I don't know what would have happened. Like I probably would have just went berserk because that was just ridiculous. Like the whole obstacle broke down, and everybody was complaining about it. And
that was weird. That was weird, Leroy. I couldn't even figure that damn thing out.
There's no way, bro, that we were all the way in last place like that. Like, no. And then the one where last week where Ty and I were on the ropes and we were going across, he just sunk his butt too low or whatever. But we were like neck and neck with Zach and them. We did like what they'll do is they'll pick out whoever the two best teams were for that day, and then they're like, all right, well, Leroy and Ty and Jordan and Marlon did the best for there or whatever. But every day we pretty much killed it.
And it's interesting because we've kind of been looking at it and saying like, damn, Leroy kind of gets stuck with not the greatest partners.
No, you know what? On this one, I cannot use it as an excuse that I don't have a good partner. And like, I felt like MTV set me up to like win, 100%, because we aren't real rivals. Like they use that. I called Ty crazy in one of my youth trains, and then the way they use rivals this season is that someone beat you in an elimination round where he beat Naomi and I in an elimination round, and then he antagonized Adam to get sent home, punch him in the face or stuff like that. So when they told me that the show was rivals, I was like, who the hell is my rival? Like I never had no beef with nobody. So when they teamed me up with Ty, I was just like, all right, cool. Like this is a blessing.
I love Leroy.
We got along great.
I love, Leroy, that Ty is channeling his inner Neo again with his hats and his looks.
Oh, man.
He looks like an R&B star.
Ty, like this challenge, I would say, definitely brought me and Ty a lot closer together. And at first I thought it was going to be like babysitting. I just told him, like, look, bro, because he knew. Like, I guess when he figured out he was partnering with me, like, he chilled the whole time. Ty slept. He drank a little bit, but he was just chill. That's why you don't see much of him throughout the season, and I'm pretty much the same on every season you see me. I'm just chilling in the cut in the back or whatever, and it definitely was a blessing to be teamed up with him.
And it's going to be interesting to see how far you guys get, because, like you said, no one's kind of really thinking about you. You're doing well enough where nobody's like, okay, well, he's not bad. They don't deserve to go in, but you're not winning the matches. So it's like, okay, well, he's not the threat. You're just kind of making it. So it will be interesting to see how far you do get, before you guys start really putting it all out there.
Yeah, and with the voting, you don't want to have to say someone's name until you have to. So why would I? This challenge was one of my favorite ones that I've done. And
well, can you talk to us about the challenge? Because we were confused by it as far as like carrying the bamboo sticks. As an audience member, we couldn't really like.
It was hard to figure out, Leroy, from watching it.
So the bamboo stick was like 25 feet long. So it's so hard to get in between all these bamboo sticks. Like it's way harder than what it looks on TV. And a lot of people were mad at the elimination round the night that the girls didn't go home. Well, the reason they did is because they had to, Sarah and Cecilia got sent home.
Right.
So they had to compensate for that. But no, the challenge was very difficult. But once me and Ty got in there, it just seemed easy to me for some reason. You know what I mean? And it's like that for different challenges. Some challenges may be hard for me than it is for others. So we get in there and we just. Once I seen how well we were going, I was like, bro, let's just go ahead and win it.
Wait, so the electric challenge in the jungle, was that an actual, is that going to actually be a challenge? Was that like legit, or were they just trying to scare you guys?
No, that was just a scare, so that won't be an actual.
Yeah. That's what we figured.
They had to come up with something.
That was funny, though. That was a good gag. That was a good what
was
twist.
going on in you guys' head, and how long were you guys out there for before they told you no one was coming?
Like the normal period of time, so they right before they was actually about to start to get suited up, TJ was like, "Yo, nobody's going home," and that was just dope. Like that definitely changed up the game a little bit, and the stuff that goes on in the house, and it was crazy. I couldn't believe that, and a lot of the girls were pissed about it. That those girls didn't get a chance to go home, which I would be too if it was guys and they had them stay, because whenever somebody gets to stay, it just sucks. I like to see everybody go home.
Right.
I want to be
right. Exactly.
Yeah, so.
Exactly.
Leroy, going back to when you said that you usually lay low and we see you the same way every challenge, is that your personality or is that a strategy?
Well, you know me. We hung out before. I'm chill.
No, of
like,
course.
For me,
but I just don't know. Yeah.
These challenges are a blessing to be able to come on. Like last challenge for Battle with Exes, you know, I was supposed to do that. My job wouldn't let me go. This year they allowed me to go do it. So I look at it like it's a free vacation and free money. You know, so I really don't. I don't like when it comes to like beef on the show. I've had people in my normal everyday life do way worse to me than throw me into a challenge. You know, so there's very few things on there that would really, you know, bother me or get me super pissed. Unless, you know, when I watch on TV and I see somebody talking bad behind my back. But for the most part, I'm just chill.
So, like, when you decide not to hook up with Jemmy, it's not because you're strategically thinking, oh, I don't want to burn her and get an issue and people throw me in. It's because you're thinking, I just don't want to deal with this drama.
Hey, Roxy, you acting like you don't know who Leroy is.
Like,
I know, but I'm just, like, announcing out, you know?
Me hooking up with Jimmy wasn't going to change the game at all. It's just that I didn't want to have to deal with Knight. You know what I mean? I think I did it more so out of respect because even though he gave me the green light, it's just like to the point where I know he really didn't mean that, you know? So I didn't want to have to step on his toes. If we hooked up, maybe we don't have to be on national TV. So, or at least while he's there, maybe if he'd have left sooner, then maybe we would have. But, you know, who's to say that we don't?
Show's not over yet, Roxy.
You know?
Show's not over, baby.
And Leroy, you kind of are like, out of all the rookies, to me, from what I get, you're kind of accepted on both sides. You know, you don't really bother anybody. Nobody.
And I know how to play off of that. I know
how would you say seeing Jordan come into this, and a lot of the guys have been making some comments about, wow, he really came in here and he's going real hard. What would you say about Jordan is him on the show?
Jordan is it's cool. Some people didn't like him. Jordan can be very cocky. He's more like he's a guy who always wants to one up you. Like if you did something, he's always done it better. And coming into it, he has to be that way because the kid has like, you know, he was born with like a deformity of his hand. So he wants to show everybody. He wants to show everybody that he can compete at a high level, and there's nothing that this kid can't do. So he was born that way. It's not like it happened to him at 13. So that's all he knows. So
right.
There's nothing, when I tell you there's nothing that guy cannot do.
Right.
Well, shout out to cool. I mean, whenever you ask a cast member about another cast member, my opinion may be totally different than what, you know, Johnny thinks of him or what, you know, Wes thinks of him.
No, but when we ask Leroy, that's a pretty, we know your mentality, so we know you're kind of a fair person. So that's why getting you on here, it's a good judgment.
You know what the thing is that I've learned years ago to take people for who they are. I know that he's the type of guy that has to always be right. So that's how it was with Wes. Like, I know Wes is super cocky. He wants to come into the show acting like he has a million businesses going on back at home. And we know that CT gets drunk and he gets wild. We know that Johnny likes to make fun of people. So you just accept people for who they are. And like, there's nothing that he could do to surprise me. Like, if I know that he always wants to one-up people, then it's not going to surprise me when he does it every day. So when you see it that way, then it makes it a little bit easier.
Steamer, do we still have Steamer on the line, Phil?
I'm still here.
Oh, there you go, Steamer. Steamer, you have any questions for Leroy?
Steamer, my man.
How's it going, Leroy?
I'm good, brother.
When you first saw like the teams when TJ announced them, who did you think was the top team for the men?
The top team, I thought it would probably be Zach and Trey. And a lot of people thought CT and Wes, but Wes isn't really a threat to anybody. He's not even, I wouldn't even say because he's so small, that's one of them, but the past few challenges, he's just been showing that he could just get dominated. So when you think of a strong team, you got to think physically and how well they're going to get together. And I just thought that, you know, Zach and Trey were just going to dominate. I also put me and Ty up there, but you never want to say yourself. So looking at it, definitely I would say, hold on real quick.
All right. So before we finish up, let's do a Stomp the Steamer. And Mark, you got a Steamer question, right?
No.
What?
I don't have a Steamer question.
You were totally supposed to have a Steamer question.
What?
We discussed this.
I didn't. I don't have.
That was a full discussion about
Talk
this.
a little. I'll get one.
Something
All right, so
from
we're
your
gonna get
season,
that real quick. Leroy, before we let you go, what do you got going on? I know you got a bunch of projects.
He hopped off.
Oh, all right. We'll he'll be.
Oh,
in
bye,
the studio
Leroy.
anyways.
Hey, bye, Leroy.
We miss you.
Thank you.
All right. On that note,
talking.
while we get a Stump the Steamer, let's head into predictions.
Stop the steamer.
Honestly, what the hell did we see happen next week?
Well, apparently there was a longer one because we didn't see ours cut off. But Leroy's talking about, Wes is talking a bunch of junk about him.
And that he hooked up with somebody next week or something.
Snuggles.
Yeah, in the words of Mark. So we've got I'm assuming we're doing a boys elimination next week, even though we did.
Yeah.
Even though the girls weren't eliminated.
Oh, hey, there you go. Like, we didn't even say goodbye.
Leroy, before we let...
Wow, I was just so butthurt that you didn't say goodbye. I was crying in studio, Leroy.
I would never do that, Roxy.
Leroy, before we let you go, what do you got going on? I know I saw you with a new photo shoot you had done. I know you got the lean body watches
Looking
out.
slick.
What's going on with Leroy right now? What can we expect from you?
The lean body watches, they just came back out again. I just redid another order because they did so well. The photo shoot I did with... I did it out in New York City with Ron Swab, the one who does all my photo shoots. And then the dude who did it, his name was Patrick Murray. He's a beast. You know me, like, that's not my thing at all, but somehow they make it work with the GQ Nice lean body.
Looking like Denzel. Looking like Denzel.
I just did a charity boxing event the other day for kids with autism, and I damn near got my ribs broke.
Who'd you fight?
One of the guys that I work with, like, it was a guy at my job who, he's an MMA fighter, so he's like, yo, everybody pick out a guy you want to fight. So, of course, I'm like, yo, I want to go against the biggest dude. And
he broke your ribs?
I thought they were broken. They're just really badly bruised.
Did you wear headgear?
Leroy, why don't you go into MMA fighting?
I wore headgear and everything, but the trip part was, like, we were just going to go into it, just kind of spar. But once he let one of them off, we was going full fledged.
Oh, yeah,
bro.
that's how it goes. I
was so tired. When you think you're in shape, try to fight, and you'll see what type of shape you're really in.
Leroy, could we expect some MMA fighting from you in the future?
I mean, out here in Vegas is like the mecca of MMA. I'll train a little bit here and there, but I'm pretty good with talking myself out of situations when it comes to scrapping.
Hey, Leroy, you still doing that hot yoga?
I haven't did it in a while, man. Me and TJ used to do it all the time. I
know.
Leroy, you come here. You can come to class with me.
All right.
The hot yoga is tough, man. Have you did it, Mark?
I haven't done it yet, but I heard it's a bitch.
Yeah.
I'll make you come with me.
Oh, bro, it is tough, man. But it's a ton of women in the class, so that's dope. How's the pocket protein going, bro?
Going good. Hitting retail in the fall, Leroy. I'll tell you when, and you got to tweet my shit.
All right.
Done and done, brother. I'll do it. I appreciate y'all watching the show.
Love it.
Mark, we got to. I hope if they decide, because the ratings for this one have been pretty good, so you know they pretty much base off whether they're going to do another show if the ratings are good, and then if they decide to do a duel, which we won't know until we get there. I hope you're there, bro.
You know what? If they do a duel, I pray to be there, because I mean that's got to be my last one, dude. I mean I can't.
You can't just keep coming in and out of retirement.
I think you can.
Leroy,
I
wake up with sore feet and back now. I mean I was not even joking with my friend. I'm like, I don't know if I even could do it, but I guess I could rise to the occasion. I'd hope you.
Man, I'll follow you on Instagram, bro. You are in ridiculously good shape.
Yeah, I think you look good.
Literally.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I hope Una Murray steps it up and does something like that, because I think the fans want it too.
Yeah, and you know what? And that's what's gonna really show. You know, that's what's gonna really show who's the badass.
Yeah.
I guess. You know, people will get on there with these teammates or whatever and show out. And for this one, I cannot stress enough how happy I was to be teamed up with Ty.
Yeah, he looked like he came in thick, like ready to go, like with a little weight on him.
Yeah, he did. He did 100%.
All right, Leroy, we gotta get you off the line, but thank you for calling. We know you're gonna come in studio very soon. No more trips to LA without coming to AfterBuzz.
Yeah, what the?
When MTV flew me out there, bro, it was like definitely like 20 hours. I was out there, did the show, and
I'm busting your balls.
So I might try to come within the next 2 weeks.
Yeah,
you should.
Where can everyone follow you?
Everybody can follow me on Instagram at Roy_Lee25, and then my Twitter is at Roy_Lee25 MTV.
Thank you, my man.
And your website is?
Yeah, and only follow me if you're bored and ain't got nothing else better to do.
Wait, no, and what? Actually, lately he's been doing these really funny Instagram videos where you're talking to the TV.
Yeah. I love it.
Those are actually really good, Leroy. But thank you for calling in, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, my man.
All right, man. Peace out. See you later.
Bye, honey.
All right, Mark, are you ready now?
Yes.
All right.
Steamer. Dump the steamer.
Steamer, how far can you go back? Can you go back like my Road Rules days?
It'd be tough.
Let's test
Let's try it. I mean, he hasn't been stumped this season, so.
Okay, here's one that's not that hard, but it is relevant to the show. On the original Road Rules, back in the original Road Rules in 1932, when I first did it,
when I first joined the kids.
On the original Road Rules in 1995, we went to New York City to be clowns in the Ringling, Barnum, and Bailey Circus. But during that time, we went on a very popular morning show to promote it. Can you remember that morning show?
Ooh.
It's in New York City.
I want to guess it.
It's just a guess. I can't remember. But Good Morning America?
Very close. Jess?
I was totally going to say the Today Show.
Yes, it was the Today Show.
All right.
So, yeah. So, anyway,
I just felt like
that was real long time ago, Steamer. I don't blame you for that.
That's a good one, though. We can say he was stumped.
There you go. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys tune in with us every single week. You can follow us at AfterBuzz TV on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You can also make sure you guys check out The Adventures of Serial Buddies. Purchase it online. Support us here at AfterBuzz TV. It's hilarious, and it is AfterBuzz TV made. So check it out on iTunes. You guys can keep the conversation going. We're always talking on Twitter with me at DJ Jesse J.
At Roxy Striar.
At the Mark Long.
And Steamer.
At the Steamer.
Boom.
Till next week, same time, same place. Peace.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.